When you walk into a pharmacy to buy ibuprofen for a headache, you expect precision. Like the label tells you exactly what that pill will do in your body. But when you step into the produce aisle, that precision just sort of vanishes. We look at a bin of root vegetables and just think, well, that's a carb.
Right. Or, just a holiday side dish, which is honestly a massive oversimplification of some incredibly complex biology.
Exactly. So, okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to today's deep dive. We are looking at a really fascinating stack of clinical trials today. I mean, real rigorous data from Cochrane systematic reviews and these massive randomized trials, basically proving that the sweet potato is practically precision medicine.
Yeah, it really is. It depends entirely on its color and, well, how you cook it. But this vegetable actually targets entirely different biological systems for you. The clinical data really paints a picture of a targeted functional food.
And we should probably start with the most robust evidence, right? The classic orange-fleshed sweet potato. The scale of the impact in these trials is just wild, like looking at these landmark studies of school children in South Africa and massive household trials in Mozambique.
The Mozambique trial was huge, around 24,000 households.
Yeah. And they found that just a small bowl, like 125 grams of mashed orange sweet potato a day, was enough to completely transform the vitamin A stores of entire communities.
The mechanism driving that is what's truly fascinating, though. Because the plant doesn't actually contain active vitamin A, it contains beta-carotene, which is a provitamin.
So it's basically the raw material.
Exactly. So when you digest it, your intestine acts like a chemical processing plant. It specifically cleaves that beta-carotene molecule to convert it into retinol, or active vitamin A.
Wow. So it's not just passively delivering nutrients, it's actually giving your body the exact blueprint and materials needed to build up immunity and vision. It's like nature's most efficient biological supplement pill.
That is a great analogy. But vitamin A is really just the baseline, because if you swap that orange sweet potato for a white-skinned variety, the biological effects completely flip. You stop boosting immunity and you start manipulating blood sugar.
Wait, a sweet, starchy carb to combat high blood sugar? Because here's where it gets really counterintuitive. If I told a diabetic friend to eat a potato to manage their glucose, they would think I was crazy. How does that biologically work?
I know, it sounds backwards. But researchers looked really closely at a proprietary extract from the white sweet potato, something called Caiapo. And according to Cochrane systematic reviews, which, are the gold standard for medical data, giving type 2 diabetics just 4 grams a day of this extract significantly lowered their HbA1c.
Which is basically a 3-month average of their blood sugar levels,
Yes,
right?
exactly. And they also saw drops in fasting blood glucose.
But how? I mean, how does a carbohydrate do that instead of just causing a huge spike?
Well, it involves these specific glycoproteins found in the white sweet potato. They don't just force your pancreas to pump out more insulin. Instead, they work on the cellular level to improve peripheral insulin sensitivity.
Oh, okay, I'm tracking.
Think of insulin as a key trying to unlock your muscle and liver cells to let glucose in. In type 2 diabetes, those cellular locks are essentially rusted shut. So these glycoproteins lubricate the locks, making the cells highly sensitive to the insulin that's already floating around.
So it allows them to pull glucose out of the bloodstream much more effectively.
Exactly.
So the color of the potato totally dictates the medical outcome. But looking through these trials, it seems like the physical preparation completely changes how your body processes it too.
Oh, absolutely. The chemical structure of the potato actually transforms depending on whether you use water or dry heat. So boiling a sweet potato leaves it with a low to medium glycemic index, around 41 to 50, because the boiling water gelatinizes the starch, but it preserves something called resistant starch. Your body really struggles to break that down, which dramatically slows digestion.
So boiling is basically locking the carbs in a time release safe for your bloodstream.
Yes, but if we connect this to the bigger picture, if you take that exact same potato and bake or roast it at high heat, the glycemic index shoots up to between 82 and 94.
Wow.
The dry heat literally blows the safe wide open, breaking the complex starches apart into simple sugars like maltose.
Meaning you get a blood sugar spike similar to eating a slice of white baguette. I mean, you are biologically altering your food's glycemic index simply by choosing a pot of boiling water over a hot oven.
You really are. And, if you want to maximize the orange sweet potato we talked about earlier, adding just a teaspoon of dietary fat, like a little butter or olive oil, dramatically increases how much of that beta-carotene your intestine can actually absorb.
Right. So, what does this all mean for you listening right now? It means the grocery store really is a pharmacy. You can pull specific medical levers based entirely on the cultivar and the prep.
Exactly. You choose the orange sweet potato with a little fat for vision and immunity, or you go with the boiled white sweet potato for blood sugar management. It completely redefines what a side dish actually is.
It really does. Which leaves us with a lingering question to think about. If simply choosing to boil a root vegetable instead of baking it completely alters its biological impact on your bloodstream, what other everyday foods sitting in your kitchen right now are hiding completely different medical profiles based solely on the temperature of your oven?